Hey there, welcome to another episode of Football Everyday, coming to you live and direct from the studios here at Menara Star in PJ. My name is Nelsen, as usual. Joining me today, Shaun Orange and my man Zack, Yusof. Guys, good to see you as usual. I tell you what, as the games come hard and fast, what a season is turning out to be, right? Especially, you know...
Calm down, Nelson.
Yeah, so where else do we start, then with the change in league leadership following Man City's surprising 1-0 loss to Swansea at Liberty Stadium. Shaun, last week you were quite confident that City would do Swansea, right? Has this result surprised you, and did Swansea deserve it?
I think they deserved it. A little surprised. I thought City should have, going into the game, I thought they should have won. But Swansea have played well at home all season. They've knocked down a few big boys.
True.
So I think the only team that's won there of the top teams is United. So.
Well, you mentioned something really interesting just now before we start filming about how Mancini's been chopping and changing the team.
Yeah.
It's quite illuminating that, Right. The run-in, normally these teams, they stick to the strongest team.
Swansea missed an early penalty, but managed to keep up their good performance throughout the game, and in the end they won, right? So credit to them, you think?
Credit to them. The way they set out the play, they played City with no fear, which is more than I can say for a lot of teams in the Premier League,
Including Everton?
Including Everton, definitely. But except for the 1-0 that Everton beat City.
I'm coming to it in a bit, right?
Yeah. It's good credit to Swansea.
Right.
They didn't hide. They actually played football.
Right. Well, as City were left reeling, the red half of Manchester took full advantage of that slip-up by beating West Brom by 2-0. Roy Hodgson's men kind of made it difficult for the Red Devils, but deserved result in your opinion, Zack? It seems like the perfect time for United to peak, right?
Yep, and they've got experience in how to play the run-in. You see Fergie stops chopping and changing his team last 10 games of the season. And, on balance of play with the West Brom game, I think United deserved it. There was a close call with Evra. Yep. But you got to say that the amount of chances that United created. I thought Chicharito looked really sharp.
Yep, he did.
Yeah, bodes well.
With the score at 1-0, as Zack said, the visitors could have had a penalty, as Odemwingie was brought down by Evra, but it wasn't given. So you think luck had a little to do with it, Shaun?
It happens like that, and like Zack was saying, United have been there, they've done all this before.
Right.
But I should caution that while the games coming up tend to favor United. Yep. I think we shouldn't be fooled too much by that this season, because we've seen how many upset results we've had. So.
That's true.
So be careful, United.
Right. So you're still being optimistic, right? And that's hence the blue shirt, right?
Well, is that the blue of Blackburn, is it?
No, this is the blue of the Citizen.
Right. Well, meanwhile, a third-placed Spurs suffered their third straight league defeat following a 1-0 loss at Goodison Park. You must be a happy man, Zack, especially with Everton's winning goal coming from new signing Nikita Jelavic, right? Good performance at home.
Great performance. If you watch the game, first half was everything that an Evertonian wants to see from an Everton team. They were passing first to the ball. Obviously, second half was a real backs to the wall display. But you got to give credit to the Everton team for pulling out a win against a really strong Spurs team.
Yep. Over at the Stadium of Light, a lackluster Liverpool were beaten by the Black Cats thanks to Nicholas Bendtner's strike. Apparently the latest quotes revealed that Kenny Dalglish has said that kit deals and a happy club are more important than points, Shaun. We know that next season they're going to be sponsored by American brand Warrior, right? Surely this can't be more important than points, right? They trail behind the likes of Chelsea, Arsenal and Spurs.
Yeah.
So what is Dalglish getting at?
The thing is, I don't know who he was talking to. Sometimes you got to say things to, I don't know if they have to, but I think they
Perhaps
do.
it's a reference to the new kit deal that Everton did sign. There are many things you can read into it. This is prior to the derby.
Yeah.
I prefer points, to be honest, although Nike does look very nice, or Adidas.
Right.
Adidas especially.
Definitely, right?
Yeah.
Well, in what was an exciting encounter at the Emirates, a late winner from Thomas Vermaelen gave the Gunners a 2-1 win over Newcastle. Having taken the lead, surely Alan Pardew will be disappointed to not have at least gotten a point, right, Zack?
Newcastle have had a history of upsetting Arsenal. They've got good results off the Gunners before. But what can you say about that man, Van Persie?
Yep.
Every week, I tend to think, his luck's run out. I'm not going to pick him for my fantasy team and then he just
then you
keeps
regret it,
rolling
right?
on. No, actually, I stick him in the team now.
With-
I've learned my lesson.
And so you should.
right,
So you
so you don't hesitate, right?
He just seems
Right.
to be. He's now in the elite bracket of strikers in my book in the world. You know.
Yeah.
On this
I mean,
form.
a quick one on Arsenal, Shaun. I mean, Theo Walcott shone in that one. But with Van Persie and the rest, are the Gunners, do you think, at last starting to show some, necessary grit and resilience? You know, that sees them now just 1 point behind Spurs. You know, in that battle for the coveted third spot.
I think they've been playing well recently. I don't think they've been playing well for a long time. And given their squad, I don't think they'll maintain this form up to the end of the season. I don't think so.
Right.
And quickly, you know, before we go out, you see at the end, you know, the players, you know, there was a bit of a ruckus. It was good to see Arsenal team standing up for themselves, not taking any BS. Good to see.
Right, hang on to your thoughts as it is time for a customary break here on the show. We'll be right back with more chat and banter, as well as a look at this weekend's eye-catching fixtures. So do stay tuned. We'll be right back on Football Every Day. Welcome back here to the second segment of Football Every Day. I tell you what, before we get into this weekend's exciting fixtures, a quick one. Liverpool played Everton in the postponed Merseyside derby. I'm sorry, Zack. But Liverpool won that one 3-0 thanks to a Steven Gerrard hat-trick. I mean, Zack, your verdict on Everton's performance?
Disappointing as a fan, but you know, on the balance of play, you got to say that Liverpool deserved it. Gerrard had one of those days where everything went right for him.
Yep.
Liverpool faster to the ball, and I see Everton rested a lot of key players, so they've definitely got one eye on the FA Cup.
But I still think they would have liked to have won that one because when Liverpool play Everton,
of course,
it is just like,
and you know that was a chance to go above Liverpool in the table.
That's
So
the other thing. Yeah.
But Shaun, this is the Steven Gerrard we know, right?
Yeah, you must remember he was out for a long time, and even good players like Gerrard, when you're out for a long time, it takes you a little while to get back up there.
I mean, great performance by Suarez as well.
Suarez, I would say, you know, like we were talking earlier, Liverpool might have won by a few more.
Yeah, they could have. You know, Everton had pluck,
they should have,
but you know, we like the guy. And one quick thing. Excellent referee. For once, we had 11v11, you know, which is rare in this particular game.
Right, that's right, actually. Zack. Well, okay, only 10 games are left in the BPL this season. I tell you, and the big one this weekend sees Manchester City take on Chelsea at the Etihad. I mean, Roberto Mancini has vowed to battle till the end, and having relinquished a lead they've held since October last year, Shaun, surely his side can't afford any more slip-ups, right?
Oh, I wouldn't become so dramatic. City could actually lose this game and still win the league.
But do you think?
I don't think they should. I don't think they should lose it. I think they can lose it because it depends on how they play against Sporting in the second leg. The last 2, 3, 4 games City have played they haven't like hit top gear. There does appear to be some in-house fighting.
Right.
There's and that creates all sorts of instability.
But you know, the Toure and Balotelli, if that's your reference, I think it's just in case the two guys desperately wanting to win. I think it's good to see players get a bit upset.
Well, there was the incident. There've been a few recently. So I think this sort of creeps into the performance level.
Right.
So and then there are some absences which do make a difference, as you know.
I mean, Zack, speaking of Chelsea, on the other hand, I mean, look, do you think they've kind of steadied a bit under Roberto Di Matteo?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they've had a choice really. You know, I think the senior players have had to have a cold, long, hard look at themselves.
Right.
I mean, it's all been well documented, all this palaver about how they supposedly run the team. You know, in Robbie Matteo, they've got somebody who knows the club inside out, right? So I think it's time for them to stop talking, play football, and actually try and make that fourth spot, which is looking like a long shot. You know?
Right. Well, at White Hart Lane, Harry Redknapp's Spurs play host to Stoke City, where former Spurs striker Peter Crouch returned to his former club. I mean, if Spurs want to hold on to that coveted third spot, I mean, surely they've got to halt this little slump they're in, right, Zack?
Yeah, but that tractor beam, that familiar old Spurs tractor beam, have gotten a hold of them. You know, Spurs, we've seen this before.
Right.
Come the final furlong, they
They can-
tend to
yeah.
fade. So they've got history against them. So it'd be interesting to see what
So you think Stoke have got a
because
chance?
this team really on paper is a Champions League team. Do you not
Yeah,
agree?
absolutely.
I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, it's just whether or not they got the mentality of a Champions League team. You know?
Oh,
True.
I said a couple of weeks or so ago that Spurs were overrated. I'm sure you recall.
Yes, I remember.
This is what I refer to.
Well, so we'll see what happens in that one. Well, over at Molineux, new leaders Manchester United face struggling Wolves in a massive relegation 6-pointer against Blackburn last weekend. Wolves went down in front of their home fans, and it doesn't get tougher than United, does it, Zack?
I mean, especially United, who smells a
Yeah.
Premier League title in their sights. You know, the 20th, I think, is it 20?
Yeah.
The
19 or
300th
20, yeah.
or whatever it is.
Right.
But anyway, you know, I mean, United, like I said earlier, they know what's required of them in this part of the season. So I can expect Wolves to have a very, very hard time. I think Terry Connor, I feel sorry for him, Shaun. You know, what do you do if
Absolutely.
you're Terry Connor? What
Well,
can you do?
yeah,
you know?
that's the point. Yeah, what can you do?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and
I really didn't see if they were going to retain Terry Connor, why sack McCarthy? I mean,
no, that's
might
yeah.
have kept him
Yep.
on to the end and then make the decision. But I'm just a punter, you know,
It's a tough-
armchair manager.
tough ride in store for Wolves. Then, well, meanwhile, another eye-catching game sees Everton welcome the in-form Arsenal to Goodison Park. I mean, look, the Gunners are the form team, and I mean, following Spurs and Liverpool, right, Zack? This is going to be the third top team the Toffees are facing consecutively.
I know. It's been an interesting time to be an Everton fan. But you know, I mean, on Everton's side, the home form's been sparkling. So.
Can they hold their own against Arsenal? You
I
think?
don't see why
I mean,
not.
against the man
I
who
think
you
at the
just
whole-
spoke
I
about,
think- I
Robin van
think-
Persie, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Van Persie's the man to stop, but over the years, I think Everton have managed to get a bit closer, bridge the gap between Arsenal and themselves. So, all to play for. I believe home form will be
And
key.
a draw would be a good result.
I think don't let Arsenal go one behind because then you got a problem. I think.
I think now with Arsenal and high confidence, you know, you really got to do the old ways of dismantling Arsenal, which is to rattle
Frustrate them, right?
Yeah.
Get in their faces. And
Yeah, because
Right,
if they
right.
score early, they could go on and score 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, over at Loftus Road, disappointing Liverpool, well, not rather disappointing after last night, but pay a visit to Queen's Park Rangers, who themselves are now in trouble in third from bottom. I mean, Mark Hughes was right in expressing his frustration at the disallowed goal against Bolton last weekend. I mean, but if they can frustrate the Reds just like how Sunderland kind of did, I mean, you think they might get something from this one?
No,
Sean?
like I said a little while back, I think too much is getting put into the QPR issue. And I think it's just too much. Because when Hughes came in, then he was talking about qualifying for Europe. Now they're third from bottom. And it will just get worse. I don't see them doing anything against Liverpool. No, not
Survival
at all.
surely is on the cards. Right?
Definitely.
I don't think they'll survive, to be quite
So
honest.
Zach, do you see them coming away with anything from the game against Liverpool?
Well, I mean, it's a tough one to call. You know, you never know which QPR to turn up. That's the problem with this team. You know.
Cisse faces his old team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you have a few returning people. You know, I'm sure Joey Barton, being an Evertonian,
That's right.
want to put one over Liverpool, but they're Jekyll and Hyde.
Okay, so we'll see what happens. Thanks a lot for your thoughts, guys. Much appreciated as usual. Well, as usual, before we bid you goodbye, do remember to check out our contest that's happening on football.thestar.com.my. Loads of monthly prizes up for grabs from Tiger FC, Adidas, and SenQ, on top of FA Cup final tickets, courtesy of Astro and Emirates. You want to drop us a line, send it to us at football@thestar.com.my. Till we see you next week, same time, same place. Thanks, guys. It's bye from us from Football Everyday. Do enjoy your football. Ciao.